Kia ora. Today, I'm excited to introduce you to Education Perfect and the interactive tools plus practicals we have available to enhance student engagement. By the end of this video, you will have seen an overview of where to find all our interactive tools within EP and how we structure our own practical investigations. Let's get started. In New Zealand, all of our practicals aimed at years 7 to 10 are found in the Nature of Science curriculum strand folder. In Discover, on the top left-hand corner here, if you go to New Zealand curriculum and change to science, you will find a practical investigation under each of our New Zealand curriculum folders under Nature of Science towards the top here. Each of them are structured the same. First lesson, or part A and B, are what you assign to students. And then underneath, you will find teacher-facing documentation such as risk assess pro formas, where you can make a copy of our risk assess pre-filled and then edit and assign and fill in your risk management for yourselves without having to preload everything. You'll also find editable documents, so you can run these on paper or you can make your own adjustments to them. You'll also find on the right-hand side relative resources such as lab technician guides, lab reports, and report templates, student worksheets, and all of the teaching background notes that you would need to run these as well, especially if it's a new investigation. So you'll find these scattered throughout the relevant Nature of Science, but also through various curriculum strands such as Material World, Living World, Physical World, Planet Earth, and beyond, just to help with your students' investigations in the right areas at the right time. If you want to see an overview of all of our practicals, you can head to the library. Make sure you're in science. And then under NZC level 3 to 5, this is where you'll find all of our collected levels 3 to 5 New Zealand curriculum content, and Nature of Science will have in there number 4 practical investigations. The at-home science activities are perfect for science fair, intermediate, where you may not have specialist lab equipment, or activities from practical and hands-on design to be done at home, but still assigned and monitored by Education Perfect. The rest of these are broken down by what you can do in the classroom by curriculum strand. If we take an at-home science activity as an example, you might be looking at some at-home physics activities, and you'll have a range here that can be done by assigning it to your students, and it will follow a normal Education Perfect structured lesson with information, understanding questions about the background science, and then spaces for students to write as they go, such as writing their aim, their observations, discussing their results, and undergoing evaluations as well. Like every Education Perfect lesson, you are able to edit and customize these, change the context before assigning it to students. So if you want to put it into a particular context that matches with what your school is doing, you are able to do that. If you find that your practical is within a folder, such as this extracting DNA practical, you'll see these parts are visible to students, so students can see the extracting DNA, and that's the part you assign to them. If you want them to have access to a lab report or a student worksheet, that is available too. And then hidden in the background are the teacher guides with all the background learning information and notes and resources, your lab technician guides, any editable documents, so if you want to edit the EP lesson but then edit a physical copy to match, and the risk assess links as well. If this risk assess link is not working for you, you need to make sure that we have at Education Perfect your risk assess library ID, so we can connect your EP account to your risk assess accounts, and then this link will work as well. You can also search Education Perfect as the author within your risk assess library, and you'll be able to see and search and find for these as well. Throughout all of our Education Perfect lessons, we don't just have things like information slides with images and pictures and videos, we do have throughout their interactives. So what I want to do is show you an example of, first of all, how you can put in your own interactives. So if you make a copy of any lesson and you're editing it, you can make any lesson more interactive yourself the same way we do. On any slide, question, or information, you'll have the embed tools where you can embed interactives where you've embedded in the past, and you'll find sprinkled throughout lessons, PhET simulations, Desmos graphing tools and graphing simulations as well, ClickView, and other sorts of tools. Google Maps and Google Suite are a common one as well, external quizzing, all sorts of things as well. YouTube lets you cut down a video to a specific size if you want to take a very specific snippet. But this embed tool will allow you to make any of these lessons much more interactive. So it embeds a live web snippet as part of your slide by putting in an embeddable URL. An example where you will see interactives in the lessons occur in things like ThingLinks and Desmos and some of our PhET simulations, where you will have students have images, but then later on, they will have load up simulations or interactives where students get information loaded up within the screen. They'll get interactive and illustrative examples where they can click and interact and move around quite often the information itself, making it more immersive and more engaging for them, and helping them apply it later on in terms of their own practice, their own questions, and having it come up in context as well. A final example is how a simulation looks within a lesson. This is a lesson on the atomic structure for juniors, aimed around years 9 to 10. Students have the introduction to the lesson, they have their understanding questions, and then in the analysing section, extra for experts, they have a set simulation, which will step them through building an atom in simulation, and then asking a follow-up question, analysing how the mass number changes when protons are added. So students can click on here, and they can start to do click and drag. And they'll be asked to add protons and then look at changes to the mass number. And they will then get an answer as well to see how they're going. But it gives them a chance to play around as well as put that into context. So we've got all the above that I've shown you today. You can amplify any lesson by embedding any tool within an EP lesson that you have in your own kete and in your own resources. You can embed any external site to increase student engagement. I've in the past localized my own lessons by putting in relevant news clips using the YouTube function, putting in Google Maps of our local area to relate to particular information that we're covering in the lesson. I've put in animations, quizzes, and any other interactives that I've just built up in my own toolbox over time. This isn't only just relevant for lessons, but you can do this for your own unique assessment questions and ongoing projects. Thank you for your time today. We're here helping you help every student reach their potential.